Hey everybody, how's it going today? Recently, while working on a personal project, I came across this library. It's called Konfetti, and as the name suggests, you can include confetti effects within your app. So here I came across a problem. How do I include the confetti library within my React Native project? Well, Expo has a solution for you. So through Expo's native API, I can create a native view. So through these native views, I can include and display confetti effects from Kotlin into my Android React Native project. If some of you are confused on how to create a native module, there's a video I already done a while back. So if you need a refresher or want to know how native modules work and how to build them, I will link the video in the description below. So let's now discuss what we're going to do today. In this video, you guys are going to learn how to create a native view within Expo on Android. And then later on in the second part, you're going to learn how to integrate a third-party library, for example, Konfetti, into your React Native project. So let's get started. Okay, so for the first part, let's create a project. So here I go npx create -expo-app at latest, and then the name of my app. So here I call it native GUI tutorial. Let me zoom out, tutorial, and then enter. Okay, so now that my project has been built, I would have to navigate to my project. So native GUI tutorial, and then I want to create a native module. So according to Expo's documentation, let's just copy this. I paste it here. And then the name of my module is going to be expo-confetti-view. And then since I want a local module, I pass in --local. Let me zoom out. Yeah, --local. And then enter. Here it's going to ask the name of my module. Expo KonfettiView is okay. Native module name. Yeah, that's fine as well. Android package name is okay. And now we wait. Okay, so the setup is now complete. Let's now head to VS Code. Okay, so here I am in VS Code. So our native modules are going to be located within the modules directory. Since I have an Android device, I'm only going to be using Kotlin for now. So let's start by creating a very basic native view. So within Android, src, within Java, and let's go to Expo KonfettiView. And within this file, as the name suggests, here you're going to build a basic view. So most of this is boilerplate. Let me just reduce this. And most of it is very complicated. So I'm just going to remove it like so. And here as well. And here I just want to start by displaying a very basic text. So I'm going to go up. Let's create our imports. So import android.widget.textView. So for our text, and then I want to set the color of my text. So I go import android.graphics.color. And yeah, this seems fine for now. So let's create a basic text view. So here I go internal val text view equals, and then I go text view. So we have autocomplete, looks like context dot apply and curly braces. So we have some help here. But here I'm going to go text equals native text code. And then we can set the text color. So I just use autocomplete. And instead of color.black, let's do color.blue. And then we can set the text size as well. So text size equals, so 24F, so 24 units. And then I want to register this text view to Kotlin. So here I go add view, text view. Great. And then my next step would be to go to Expo KonfettiView module. And then if I scroll down, we have some more boilerplate to remove. So yeah, let's remove this for now. We don't need props, nor do we need events for now. So I'll remove it. So here it's going to be an empty block. Anyways, looks like we're done for this part. Now what I'll do here is we go to src and we want to bind this native view to React Native. So here I go to Expo KonfettiView.tsx and we have the props here. This time we don't have any props. So I'm just going to remove it like so. And then let's render our text to React Native. So here I go to app and tabs and then index. So this is basically the index page of the React Native application. And I'll remove all of this. This is boilerplate that we don't really need. So I scroll down and then remove it like so. And then let's try to render our text. So I would have to import it like so. So import Expo KonfettiView, and then from this directory. And then here I render Expo KonfettiView. That's it. Let's now test it out. So here I go npx expo run Android. And now let's wait. So this is how our project looks for now. Some of you might be confused on why we cannot see our text showing up. Well, the problem is that currently the Expo KonfettiView has a height and width of 0 by 0. So we need to assign some styles here. So here I go styles and then two curly braces. It's not styles, it's style, and then a height of 100 and width of 100. And now I save it, and here as you can see our text is showing up. It's a bit hard to see, so I'll assign a background color. So background color of white. Okay, now it's visible. So here you have an error. That's more or less a TypeScript problem. So we removed our props here. So let's fix this problem. So I go to Expo KonfettiView, and here I want to tell React that this view also accepts styles. So here I go import view props from React Native, and then I perform a join and view props. So we do it here as well, and view props. That's it. So now if we go back, we can now assign our styles without any problem. So for example, let's do a border radius of 8. So now it's a bit rounded. Let me increase the border size or the border radius so it's more pronounced. Let's do 300. It looks good for now. Let me just remove it. And yeah, let's now move on to passing props to Expo KonfettiView. So I want to pass a prop that changes the text within this view. So first of all, I'm going to go to Expo KonfettiView.module. Sorry, not Expo KonfettiView.module, Expo KonfettiView module.kt. It's such a big name. And then here I can register my prop. So I go prop and then the name of my prop. So it's text and then a curly bracket. So the first argument is going to be view. So autocomplete has given a small spoiler here. So Expo KonfettiView. This is the view itself, and then the name of my prop. So the name of my prop is going to be text of type string, and then the body. So here I'm going to go view dot, and then to change the text of my text view, let's go to Expo KonfettiView, and here as you can see, the name of my variable is text view. So let me copy it, and let's go to Expo KonfettiView module. So it's view.textView dot, and then the name of my property. So here it's text.text equals, and then the name of my parameter, which is text. Okay, so now I would need to register this prop within TypeScript. So I go to Expo KonfettiView.types. Here I can go text, and let's make it optional of type string. So now since we edited the KT files, I would need to rebuild my project. So let's close the server. Let me clear it, and then let's run it again. Okay, so now that my project has been built, let's go to index.tsx within my React Native code, and then now we can use the text prop. So text hello from JavaScript. So if I save it, here as you can see, my text is coming up. Let's increase the width so it's a bit better to see. So instead of 100, let's do 800. That was very easy and also really amazing to see. Let's now move on to performing events within native views. Here I go to Expo KonfettiView.kt, and then our first part here is going to be to actually declare the event. So here I go private val, and the name of our event is going to be on native click by, and then event dispatcher. So it's going to be an empty parenthesis. And then for this event, I'm going to create a button view. So here I go internal val button equals button context dot apply, And then for our first part here, I'm going to go text and then click me. And for now, let's just register this. So here I go add view button. And before I forget, we have to set the text color. So set text color, color dot white, and set background color, color dot blue. Looks like I made a mistake. Color should be in small letters. So for now, let's see if the button comes up. So I would have to import it as well. So import android.widget.button, and then let's rebuild the project. So let me clear it and then run the command again. Okay, so moving on, let's now actually work with this event. According to Android's documentation here for button, here we have a code snippet for a click listener. So here we know that the event for clicking is called setOnClickListener. So I go here to my code, and here I go setOnClickListener, curly braces, and then the name of my event that I want to perform. So it's called onNativeClick. And then here for my event listener, I can also send some data to React Native. To do so, here I go map off, and then here we have autocomplete. So the message is going to be button clicked, and then we can send another piece of data. So comma timestamp to system.currentTime_millis. So the current timestamp of when this button was clicked. Anyways, with that being done, I would have to register this event to my module. So within this piece of code, here I can go events on native click. So now I would have to declare the types. So for example, message and timestamp of my event. So here I go Expo KonfettiView.types. Here let's create a type. So export type native click event payload. So it's message of type string and timestamp of type number. And then for my props here I can go on native click, which is optional, and then params. Not params, actually it's event, curly braces, native event, colon, native click event payload, and it returns a void. Okay, so now with that being said, since I edited native code, I would have to rebuild the project. So clear and then run my command once again. Okay, so now with my project being built, let's now actually handle this event. So within index.tsx for my React Native code, here I now have on native click. That's great. And then we have event, an arrow, and then here we can do a console.log of event. Not event exactly, but .native event. Okay, so now let's refresh the code and try running it. So I click. Great, as you can see, we have a message and we have a timestamp. Now I'm not sure what target is, and I could not really find any resources for what target means. But here, as you can see, our code works just fine. So now we're done with the first part of this video. That was really easy. So now the second part of this video is going to be to include the Konfetti library within React Native. So scrolling down, they have documentation. So we need to include it within the build.gradle. So I copy this. And since this is an Android dependency, let's go to build.gradle. I scroll all the way down and I paste it like so. And for the sake of sanity, let's rebuild my project and see if we have no errors so far. Okay, so Konfetti has now been included and we don't have any errors. So now let's actually render the Konfetti library. So first of all, I'm going to go to Expo KonfettiView, and I don't really need the button and the text anymore. So I will comment them out, comment this as well as the event. So add line comment. I will also have to comment this out as well. And now let's create a Konfetti view. So internal val Konfetti view equals. So within the documentation here, if I scroll down, we have a Konfetti view. So Konfetti view context dot also. So it's not apply this time, it's also. Whoops. And then it dot layout params equals layout params. So how do I want my view to be laid out within React Native? So I go layout params dot match parent. So basically take up the whole parent container, comma layout. So height and width are going to be the same as the parent container, match parent. That's it. And then instead of using the init block to add views, we can just go add view it. So let's rebuild my project. I just want to see if we have no problems. Actually, I think we will have problems because we did not import. Here I go import nl.dion, and then we have autocomplete, but there's a problem. It's not .core, it's .xml. Give myself some space, and then let's rebuild the project. Whoops, looks like we have some error. Let's check what's the problem. Okay, so text view is a problem. Within KonfettiView module, yeah, that's obvious. It's not defined anymore. So I'll comment both of these out and let's run it again. So clear and then run Android. Okay, so no error so far. So now I would want to build a function that would actually release confetti within React Native. So there's this part of the code, and let's use this as reference. KonfettiView.kt, and then here I build a function. Here I can go fun display confetti, so no parenthesis, and then val party equals, and then let's just copy this code. Copy and then paste. So basically create a confetti effect. And I'm not really sure what these arguments mean, nor are they really necessary for you to know, but there's the documentation if you guys need help. And we have some unresolved imports. So let's scroll up, import nl dot, so autocomplete is helping us today. So party and then emitter, and then we have position as well. So it's core.position, and then we have time unit as well. So I import time unit like so. So import java.util.concurrent.time unit. Okay, and then scrolling down, here I go KonfettiView. So KonfettiView.start party. So according to the documentation, this will run the party effect. So here my next step would be to actually register this function within my module. So I go to Expo KonfettiView module, and so then here I go async function display confetti, and then we have autocomplete, so I autocomplete. So basically this code says that take my display confetti function, and if the user or if the programmer runs the display confetti function, I want my view, which is this module, to run the display confetti function, which is this function. Okay, it might seem a bit confusing, but practice makes perfect. But anyways, let's now create the types for it. So expo KonfettiView.types, and here we can go export type confetti event. So the name of our function, which was display confetti, of type void, so it returns nothing. And then just to be safe, let's rerun my project. So npx run android, expo run android. So while it runs, let's go to index.tsx. And here we would now have to think how we can run our display confetti function. We can do so via refs. So basically use a reference. So I'll show you how to do it. So here I go const ref equals use ref of type. So let's see what our type was, which was confetti event. So confetti event null. So let's fix our imports here. So import use ref from React. Whoops, not usable. Use ref, and then import confetti event. That's it. And then I can pass this ref to KonfettiView. So ref equals ref like so. And then let's see if our code works. So here I go use effect. I basically want to check if my confetti function is working or if my refs are currently working. It's an empty array, so it will run at startup. So here I can check if ref current exists. So if ref.current, if it does exist, here I can go ref.current.display confetti. That's it. So I need to fix my imports. Import use effect. And let's run it. Great. So as you can see, we have confetti. Let me refresh the code so we can see it again. Okay, we have confetti. Looks like I need to change my width here. It's flying off the screen. So 600. Let's make it smaller. 100 is better. Okay, so now it's more or less visible. Let's change to 150. Yeah, now it's better. So we have TypeScript errors. Now we need to fix it around here. So I go to Expo KonfettiView.types. and our module Expo KonfettiView was using this prop type. So here I go ref of type react dot ref object of type confetti event, or it can be null as well. And yeah, now this works. Now before moving on, I would like to give you guys a task. I want you guys to show the confetti on a button click. Can you guys do this? So my solution here would be to go to index.tsx. Let's make it as simple as possible. Here I'm going to create a button. The title is going to be click me. We can have our on press event, and let's leave it empty for now. So we have a button, and then let's create a handler for this button. So I'm going to create a function. So const displayKonfetti equals, and then if ref current, I display the confetti. Basically, I run my confetti function and then I end it. That's it. Let's now use this function. So I copy and I paste it like so, my parenthesis, and then let's refresh this program. Okay, so my program is running, my confetti is running without clicking it. It's obviously because of this use effect. Let's remove this. And if I click on this button, great. So as you can see, I click it 3, 4, 5 times. Click it many times, we can see we have a confetti effect. That's it for today. In this video, you guys learned the basics of building a native view on Android in React Native. Furthermore, you guys also learned how to integrate a third-party library and its native view on React Native. If you guys have any questions, let me know within the comment section below. I'm open to any suggestions or opinions. Till then, bye bye.